All right, this is the notes for exponents for 0 and negative exponents. We've already discussed this a little bit, Kevin. I don't know if you remember it, but we'll go over it in like detail today. Okay, and you'll be pretty good with it. All right. So a couple things we need to remember with exponents. The big number is the base, and the little number is the exponent. That's going to tell me how many times am I multiplying the base. Okay. Now, with this, okay, we have 2 to the third, which is my 2 times 2 times 2, which was 8. 2 is the base, 3 is the exponent. So 3 to the third is 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. 3 to the second is 3 times 3, which is 9. And 3 to the first, which is 3. As you can see, we're kind of working our way down there. So we talked about 0 exponents. This was in our laws. All right. So basically what I did was I proved that like a number to the 0 power was 1. I don't know if you guys recall it from Friday or Thursday. Let's just say I have 3 squared over 3 squared. Jordan, what do we do when we're dividing powers? I subtract them, right? So I would do 3 to the 2 minus 2, and 2 minus 2 was 3 to the 0, right? But Kevin, what is 3 squared? 3 times 3 is 9, right? So I have 3 times 3 over 3 times 3, which is 9 over 9, right? And that's 1, right? So these two things had to be the same. You guys okay with that? So that's where a number raised to the 0th power equaling 1 came from. So anything raised to the 0 power is 1. So 5 to the 0 is 1. Negative 2 to the 0 is 1. 1.02 to the 0 is 1. Okay. 1/3 to the 0 is 1. And then some guy stole the notes from that guy to the 0 power is 1. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but I stole his notes. You can find anything on the internet, anything. Okay. Like Jordan's work schedule, you can find that on the internet. Doesn't exist though. Booked. Okay. All right, let's go to negative exponents. Okay. So negative exponents, just like with the 0, let me show it to you. Ready, Harshan? Okay, what's your favorite number? 3. So Harshan, let's start out with 3 squared over 3 to the 4th, right? What do I do with those? When I divide powers, I do what with the exponents? Subtract. So we would do 3 to the 2 minus 4, which is 3 to the negative second, right? But we also know 3 squared is 3 times 3. And 3 to the 4th is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. And we know that this 3 cancels with that one cancels with that one. We're left with a 1 in the numerator. And how many 3's in the denominator, Andrew? 2. So it'd be 3 squared. Now we can see that 3 to the negative second and 3 to the 1 over 3 to the second are the same thing. Do you guys see that? So the way I think of it is whenever you encounter a negative exponent, whether it's in the numerator or denominator, it's just not where it's supposed to be, AJ. Okay. So notice the negative 2 with the 3 is in the numerator, right? This is 3 to the negative second over 1. Do you see that? So I sing myself, all right, that Clash song from like the 80s, I believe. Should I stay or should I go? Okay. So I sing that song. And because it has a negative exponent, it needs to go. It's in the numerator, so it goes to the denominator. And that's why it's 1 over 3 squared. Okay. If that 3 to the negative 2 was in your denominator, well, then it needs to go. It's not where it's supposed to be. So it needs to go to the numerator. Okay. So they like to say, when something is raised to a negative power, you need to use the reciprocal in order to make it positive. Okay. So 6 to the negative second equals 1 over 6 squared, which is 1 over 36. Negative 8 to the negative 1 means 1 over negative 8 to the first. Okay? You guys all right with that? All right. So what they're doing here, 4 to the negative third is 1 over 4 to the third, which is 1 over 64. Negative 1, 0.23 to the 0 is 1. Are you guys okay with that? Do you need to see any more examples? Or are you guys good? Pretty good with these? All right. All right. So here's kind of like a review of everything. If two expressions have the same base, what happens to the exponents when the expressions are multiplied? We add the exponents. All right. So now we have an example here. We have 7x squared times 2x cubed. Nate, what would I do here? We have two parts, right? We have the numbers and the variables. So what would my number be? So it's 7 times 2. X to the what power? And then we have times x to the third, which would be x to the fifth. All right. I want you guys to try 1 or 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. Try to simplify them. You don't have to multiply them out, Kevin. Okay, like what is like 8 to the whatever power? I just want to know 8 to the what power. Okay, I don't need you to multiply it out. All right. You don't have packet? When did that happen?
I wasn't here last week. I was on.
Oh. Breaks my heart. Were you here the week before spring break?
Yeah.
Grab the packet then? Did I hand out chapter 6 and 7? Hold on. Okay. All right, let's look at 2, 3, and 4. Kanye, what'd you get for number 2? Okay, did you do 2 times 2? Right? You did 2 times 2 right there. Remember with these, all right, the only reason why we multiplied the numbers was because it was 7 and 2, right? Here, do you see how they're the bases? We don't multiply the base. We just add the exponent. So this is just going to be 2 to the 7th, all right? And this is why we're taking so much time on this, because it is tricky. Because you have to understand, like, when are you going to add the exponents, right? And when are you going to multiply the bases? Okay. So, like, Kanye, do you see the difference between number 2 and say number 7? See how you have 6 and 4? That is going to tell me I'm going to multiply 6 and 4. But up here, see how the 2 has an exponent? That means I'm just going to add the exponents. What about number 3? Harshan, 8 to the what power?
4th power?
8 to the 4th. Liam, t to the what power? T to the 8. Neve? X to the 14th. And then does anybody want to try number 6? All right, Neve.
3 to the 4th and x to the 8th.
Perfect.
Not multiplying each other.
Very good. Any questions with that? Now on your quiz, these are going to be more of the ones you'll like typically see. Okay, Sophia? Something like this. All right. All right, here's how we're going to do these. There's what? 7 problems? There's 7 problems? Hope, which one do you want me to do of the 7? You can pick any problem. Okay. All right, so let's look at number 12. There's a lot going on here. First thing I need to do is make sure I understand the directions. It says, find the product of the expression, simplify each expression. The word simplify is key here. It doesn't say evaluate. If it says evaluate, I'm going to want to like multiply numbers out. Okay. There's a difference between evaluate and simplify. Evaluate, you're going to have like a number. Like I won't have like 2 to the 3rd. I would write 8. Okay. Does that make sense to you guys? Delaney, you seem kind of puzzled. No, you're good with evaluate and simplify? Yeah. Okay. Is anybody puzzled between the difference? All right. Since it says simplify here, I'm just going to deal with the numbers first. All right. I have -2 squared. I can't combine that with anything else because I don't have any other 2's or -2's. Times -3 squared. Right? Because I can't combine them together. I can't multiply like 2 and 3. X to the 7th. Because I have x cubed and x to the 4th. And y to the 8th. Now that's simplified. Okay? Now because my directions just said to simplify, that's as far as I need to go. All right, Jack, here's the difference though. I just want you guys to see it. On the same problem, if that word was evaluate, here's what I would have to do. I have to do -2 squared. Well, notice there is no parentheses around this. So I would start with 2 squared. That's 4. What's the opposite of 4? -4. So this piece would become -4 times -3 squared would be -3 times -3. That's going to be 9. X to the 7th, y to the 8th. And then I would do -4 times 9, and I would get -36. X to the 7th, y to the 8th. Do you guys see the difference between simplify, evaluate? All right. Who wants to choose now? All right, Neve, which one do you want me to do?
13.
13, oh, the challenge, right? Now, did you pick 13 because it just says challenge?
Yeah.
Okay. So with 13, okay, again, it just says simplify. So let's look at the numbers. I have 3 and I have -1. So I'm just going to write it as -3. Now the x's. I just have x to the a. Now I have y's. Y to the b times y to the f is y to the b plus f. Because remember, Neve, you told me when I multiply, I add the exponents, right? So it doesn't matter what it is, they just add them. Just because I can't add them and get a single number doesn't mean I'm still not going to add them. Now z to the c plus g. And that's it. Drew, you all good? All right. Drew, which one do you want me to do now? 11. Okay. So 11, I have 4 times -5 times -3. 4 times -5 is -20 times -3 would be 60. F 9, 6, well, that's 15. H to the third, H to the second is H to the fifth. All right, I want you guys to do 7, 8, 9, and 10. 7, 8, 9, and 10. How was your morning? No dance? No dance?
No.
I do like camp and dreary days. I like teaching them. I find it easier to teach on those days than on bright sunny days. Because yeah.
It's true.
So if you done? How's spring sports going for you? Do you hear in Michigan, they're trying to shut down like schools and sports again? Just things are going back up, but they're trying to shut it down across the board. So. All right, so what did you get for number 7? Okay, 24 x to the 4th. Perfect. Emma, what did you get for number 8?
For number 8, I got negative 18 x to the third, y to the 7th.
Perfect. Mackenzie, what did you get for number 9?
I got negative 5p to the 5th and then m to the 8th.
Wait, what was that?
Negative 5p to the 5th, m to the 8th.
Very good. Negative 5, p to the 5th, m to the 8th. And Matt, what did you get for number 10? All right, I'll give you a minute. Good. All right, Matt, what'd you got? 110? G to the what? G to the 4. H to the 16th. G to the 6th. All right. So this is going to be like these questions up here are going to be more like the questions you'll see on your quiz. Okay. I wouldn't give you the challenge. Or probably even like number 12. All right. All right, this one is power to a power. Kanye, do you remember what power to a power was? What did we do with the exponents? Oh, nope, hand raised, called on you. Can't take it back now. What do we do with power to a power? It even let you go to the bathroom. You needed something. Now I need something. I need the answer to this question.
No, but I don't know. Yes.
That's it. See, you knew it. Oh my gosh. So you multiply the exponents. So I kind of like in my head distribute the 2 to each of the pieces. Okay. The only trick with these are, notice there's a -4, it's inside parentheses, so I keep it in parentheses. So I would rewrite that as -4 squared, x to the 6th, y to the 14th, and z squared. All right. All right, why don't you guys try to work through 14 through 23. You watched Masters over the weekend?
I saw the end.
First Japanese winner of the Masters. Like the biggest golf. The one year it was in Marion,
Mm-hmm.
that was cool.
Yep.
But I played frisbee on the other side of it,
Uh-huh.
and like we didn't play that weekend because we were like, no way we were getting anywhere. But we have to drive through Marion. And they had like everything shut down, like, all the stands were set up. It was really cool. Marion's an interesting course anyway. It's like house and then like walkway and then the fairway. So like a lot of people who are like golf balls in the backyard. Which one? Okay.
So do you multiply those numbers inside of the parentheses first? Or I just want to know what you do first.
So you would do the 3 inside first. So this 2 would stay outside. And then it'd be 3 to the 3rd, a to the 6th. Okay. You okay, Connie? Did you have something different for 19? Is that a carry on your show? Tanya?
In my kids.
Yeah, I thought you had like personalized shoes. Wonder what the name was. The name of your shoes. I don't think you can go with Tanya. Tanya. He can be a nice guy. I think it's his brand. He gets upset about it. Destiny, all done? For the most part? All right, Destiny, what'd you get for 14? What was that? Yep, 2 to the 2nd and x to the 2nd. So 2 squared, x squared. Jack, what'd you get for number 15? Okay, so you added, so remember we multiply here, okay? 10 to the 6th, okay? So Jack, when in doubt, we would have 10 squared times 10 squared times 10 squared, and we would add them up. So 2, 2, and 2 is 6. I know it's confusing, all right? So just try to bear with me on it. AJ. Perfect. Liam? J to the. And Neve, you gave me 19. So I'm gonna go with Jordan on 18. Okay, so I noticed you said 24, right? So I think you did 8 times 3, correct? So it's going to be 8 to the third. Remember, we're multiplying the exponents. I know. You're like, why are you calling me out, Harmon? I'm sorry. It just is what it is. It's Drew Monday. All right, n to the 6th, p to the 3rd. Hey, Jordan, how do trains here? How do trains here? Through their engineers. Oh, it's good. It's a good one. You know where I saw that one? I was watching the music channel with my daughter, and they have those little like dad jokes on it. So now I'm like determined to learn one each day, and then I'm gonna ask you guys. It's a bad one, right? Did you like that one? I know you're laughing underneath the mask. It's pretty good. What? It's like a play on words. Like, how do you hear, Neve? Through your ears, right? So trains have engineers. So engine ears. Knee slapper. All right. Do you guys have any questions on these? No? You're feeling pretty good? All right, here's what we're gonna do. All right, we have this page left, right? What I'll do is I'll give you the last 7 minutes, and then your homework will be just to post a picture to Schoology, like you just submit the assignment on Schoology. You guys know how to do that? All right, so just show me a picture of this, and then we'll go from there. All right, that'll be your homework. And then tomorrow we'll start with radicals. If you have a calculator, TI 80, no, 34. Those are pretty good. They're little blue ones. It's like blue and white. If you have one of those lying around, might help you out.